This is Garrett Fry, the Shipyard Sequence Lead for 3D Digital Map Painting, and we're taking a look at shot 83. So in this shot, we have this really great warm late afternoon lighting, and we're getting these great little shadow shapes here and there. However, the depth is just really killing us on this because we're just come to a wall. So what we're going to have to do is replace these two rows with like a deeper canyon of shipping containers. So probably we won't see the other end to this, but this will just keep going back deeper and deeper into space. And then this is kind of like the farthest most point over here on the left of frame. So that will kind of draw your eye down into this area, and that's a bit of the payoff down here. So make sure you have a really nice design and you're laying all of these shipping containers out really nicely. That way you can settle for the very best design, because you're really not limited to to any kind of layout on this. You have the freedom, so spend the time and make it look really good. Also, in this area, it's a bit boring to have all of these shipping containers here and have their flat faces. And so what we're going to do is add some additional shipping containers. It's important not to go across this line like my line just did, but to come in from that, because you have some really interesting layering going on. So add a shipping container up here. And maybe that shipping container has another level to it. And so we've got maybe 2 levels here. I'm not sure. So, but maybe some more stair-steppy things going on, or maybe it's just one that's really big in the foreground. So do the layout on that and see what would be the most compelling for that. But the point of this is that we're adding something farther or closer to camera, and maybe it's just a little bit off, like it's not at the same angle as all these, but it's just turned slightly. And by turning it, you're doing a little trick where it's actually going to be getting light hitting it, where if it might be exactly like these, it might mostly be in shadow. But if you turn it just slightly, it's getting all those kicks of light, and maybe you just cheat the light just a little bit, so that it's getting rim lit on all of these edges here, so that it's adding more interest. What won't be good is if you add things there and they're all in shadow. I mean, it'll add more to the shot, but it'll be much better for you to have kicks of light coming across that. So figure out a way to lay that on, and so that you can have light coming across it. So between adding depth to this area here and then adding the shipping containers here, that'll add definitely a lot to this shot. Before you jump into these shots, it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with the resources you have available to you. Decide if you're going to use an environment TD, a map painting, or a map painting generalist approach. There are 3 sets of shipping container photos and a bunch of images for texturing. Also, make sure you take advantage of the high-resolution shipping container assets with 3 different level of detail models.